And then it gets even more detailed when it comes into video campaigns. Video campaigns go further than display campaigns because you don't just load an image on a video campaign. There's multiple aspects to how a video campaign is interacted with. You can have an impression, which means that you can just show an unplayed ad, right? And these are if unless the name has changed, they're called Discover ads, I believe, in YouTube. So it's just an ad that has not been clicked, right? It's a suggested video that's being paid to be able to be submitted as a suggested video in someone's feed. So that's an impression. And then a view is someone who's actually in stream. The ad is in stream. It's actually being viewed within some 1 or 2 second time period. I think 2 second time period. So you get even more precision and control for video campaigns because you get to either decide, am I going to limit how often they view it, or am I going to limit how often there's even an impression on that Discover video?
And it looks like for frequency capping on the video campaigns, I don't know why we're using the word video.
That's what they call it.
But it's YouTube, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I think, yeah.
You can show video ads outside of YouTube,
all over the display network. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's very true, actually. So yeah, so for video campaigns, so you can, on the settings page when you open up the drop down, you can cap your frequency based on impression frequency, and then you can also cap it based on view frequency. And the views is just the number of views. The impressions is the number of impressions. Interestingly, Chris, it looks like you can save multiple caps on a video campaign. So you can say 10 views per day, 100 views per week, 1,000 views per month, whatever you want to do. And I'm flipping back over to display, and I don't think you can do that on a display campaign. I'll just double check.
I believe you can.
And maybe you can.
Just to jump in.
No, Chris, it doesn't look like you can. It looks like you can only pick day, week, or month.
Oh.
Yeah, but it looks like you have multiple options on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that must. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. The difference in doing things at a month level or a week level or a day, for me, I'm more comfortable with the day aspect more so than a month or a week, for this reason. I don't know the frequency at which it's going to be showed during that month. What if all my impressions are preloaded within the first half of the month? They receive all the frequency cap impressions in the first 2 weeks of that 4-week time period. Yeah. And then they're not going to see ads at all, So I would rather serve at maybe a weekly or a daily, say one a day. So I know they're at least going to get one a day, and that's a steady pacing as opposed to a month. That's usually the direction I go when I choose frequency capping.
Well, it begs the question, why are people playing around with this anyway? Which we'll talk about later in the episode. Because you can really, with this power, you could actually be making mistakes, and because you don't get that kind of data, like you're saying, Chris, you can be making mistakes. Now, one final thing with video campaigns, if you have a video in one campaign and then that video is in another video campaign, the impressions and views on each campaign count towards the frequency cap of that campaign where you set a frequency cap. Does that make sense what I'm saying, Chris?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So that's something to keep in mind. If you've got one video that you're running across 10 different campaigns, because that's your main video, and then all of a sudden you put a frequency cap in there for what you're thinking is one campaign, they're going to look at the impressions and views across all the campaigns that video is running, and then you may be capped a lot sooner than you thought you were going to be.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting that they do that, because they don't consider each entity to be unique. They'll actually look at that one product one item and decide the interaction rate for that individual, which is I bring these things up because this is so much more technical than it used to be. I mean, this is really technical. They're looking at things, in a very practical way, and the technology has gone up so much more that it's quite impressive as to what's happening there.